Hey everyone, this is Wild and Woolly Gaming coming to you today to give you a quick review of the P-59A Air Comet. So essentially, just to kind of get into the meat of things, this has a 723 kilometer per hour top speed. That's if you're playing in arcade. If you're not playing in arcade, it's a little bit below 700. Turn time between the two, between arcade, realistic, and whatever else, is going to sit around 20 seconds. In my opinion, at least in arcade, it's significantly better than that even. This thing is ridiculous on the turns, and the rate of climb is around 20, regardless of if you're in arcade or realistic. So the rate of climb is kind of deceptive because it really depends, and I guess this is really true of all planes. It depends on where you are and how fast you're going. So this plane functions probably best between 3 and about 5 or 6,000 meters, which is tough to get to unless you're kind of sitting in that area. But if you do get down to sea level, it actually performs admirably, especially if you can maintain your speed. Really, the main problem with this is its acceleration, and you know, once you actually get up to that top speed or to a high speed, typically over 600 kilometers per hour, this thing feels like it's blowing everyone else away when it comes to speed. So aside from the turning and the fact that this is a jet, the main feature of this vehicle is the fact that it has a 37 millimeter gun. This gun is primarily good for taking out bombers. It's no 30 millimeter from the Germans. It's pretty inaccurate, and I mean, it's just a very difficult to use gun, mainly because there's so much of it that just relies on chance. So you know, this is a fully upgraded vehicle right when you get it, and it feels inaccurate. And again, this plane, the success that you'll have in this plane is largely dependent on if the 37 millimeter cannon rounds come out of the gun in your favor. Anyways, let's get into a match and, you know, show you guys what I mean. So before we kind of get into like the nitty-gritty of everything, I just want to point out some of the really positive aspects of this plane that are, you know, they're not things that you can notice on the stat sheet or anything like that. And a lot of it has to do with the layout. So the engines, they're underslung, and they're also kind of somewhat combined with the fuselage, and they are really, really durable. I mean, I can't tell you how many times this whole plane is actually quite durable, in my experience. But you know, and it's also really quite maneuverable even when it's taken a lot of fire. So basically, these engines, like I've had it where the entire wings have been essentially destroyed. You know, black and red all over on the you know, on the damage model indicator, on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, and the engines have been totally fine. Even still, if they ever do get shot, you know, they still don't take all that much damage. Maybe I've been fairly lucky in this way, but it's actually quite a useful feature of this plane, and it's something that you really can't plan on using, unfortunately. But you know, it is pretty cool. So as you can see at my speed right here, it's actually accelerating fairly quickly. I'd rather not have to face this Hornet on a head-on, so I guess I won't. But look how much energy that just dumps. I hardly did a freaking 90-degree turn, and I dumped about 80 to 90 kilometers per hour, albeit I was going up, but that's just kind of what happened. So this is not what I want to do, but I'm going to have to engage him. Hopefully I hit him. He didn't hit me, but he wants some. So let's see if I can outturn him. Kind of. Wow, okay. But I'm getting this Focke-Wulf 190 in on the action. Okay, good. Got him. He should be out of action. Think so. Yes. But I feel like I still have this Focke-Wulf on me. Tough to tell. Okay, yeah, I got a plane on me for sure. Right? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Okay, this guy wants some. He's gaining. So, I'm going to do what I can do best here. Minimize my profile. Not been hit. Not been hit, at least not severely. Now, the Yak 3 has pretty decent maneuverability, but again, I can just turn in on him. Look at that! Look at that! Holy guacamole, guys. I'm not even a good dogfighter. See? Wow! Okay, who else is on me? This is kind of getting difficult to see. This Yak is still on me? Wow! Okay. So this is turning from a review into a gameplay video, but I'll try to turn it back to the review, point out its strong points here. This guy cannot get away from me. You know, I might be dumping speed at a high rate. See, and that's just it. I'm at the mercy, yeah. I'm at the mercy of that 30mm. If I could get that 30 or 37, and I could actually hit him, then I would have been able to, well, I would have at least gotten off his tail. I didn't notice that BF-109 coming on me, but I could have gotten off his tail, and it would have been a more successful fight. Anyways, I mean, you saw how completely ridiculous that fight was. I mean, it was by some miracle that Yak 3 did not die, especially with when I hit him with the 37mm. So that's another thing you have to take into account. The 37mm really does not have much explosive filler in it, even though it's technically a high explosive round. You're not really doing too much. I wish personally it either had more explosive filler in it, a little bit more, or you know, or just a little bit better armor pen. You know, I mean, just marginally better. But either way, getting back to the review of this thing. So, as you can see there, this can hang with the best of them. And although I was losing speed at a relatively high rate, I'm not going for that P-17. I don't have the climb rate. Although I was losing speed, you know, at a relatively high rate, this thing has such huge wings, and it bleeds speed really quickly. You know, you could really, again, turn in with anyone. So, really, I mean, again, it kind of comes down to the main faults of this thing. It's not even really the speed, because the speed is okay. It's actually somewhat acceptable on this plane. It's kind of the acceleration, but really, you are at the mercy of the 37mm cannon. You know, genuinely, and I hate to have to say that, but you could say that about the Airacovers as well. It's a plane that you're sitting at the mercy of the guns that it's just been kind of given, you know. Let's see if I can take this guy out. I've got a pretty good head of speed coming into this. Hopefully, got him. Okay, I just ripped his wing right off. I'm gonna try to go for this ME4. Nope, this Spitfire wants some. At least I can outturn him if I need to. He's smoking, so I could easily see him. I think he knows that I could outturn him. Maybe not. See how accurate those guns are? Wow, yeah. Awesome. So, hopefully I got no one else on me. And another big fault of this, and it's not even... I want to be upset with it, but I can understand, is the cannons, they don't really have a ton of ammunition. I think it's like 45 rounds, which is a fair amount, but when you're missing so many of them, they don't shoot in a straight line like 20s or HMGs or light machine guns. It's a gun that you have to either be up close to hit them, or you have to get lucky. I mean, I've been on the tail of bombers often with this plane, and it's just not it's not an easy plane to fly in that regard. And again, it has nothing to do with, you know, skill or lack of skill or whatever. It comes down to the fact that, you know, you'll shoot straight in front of you, and then it'll just kind of go 10 meters to like the top right of the target, and it stinks. But look how fast I'm going. Notice this, guys. If I can get you almost kind of have to lead them quite a bit. So it maintains and gains speed fairly quickly. He's not going to be able to outturn me, but look. This thing takes G's so quickly. And actually, interesting fact, Chuck Yeager has said that even though this was not a very performance-oriented plane, obviously, he said that it was one of the smoothest planes he had ever flown. It was just he said the controls were really, really incredible. So, and in contrast to what I said before, my engine is damaged, my left engine, so maybe you could take what I said in jest. This mosquito wants some, so I'm gonna try to not fight him. Hopefully I can take out this ME. Got him. Okay, he should be dead. This Sea Fury wants some. Big mistake, guy. He's got to be hurting. But me too. What? I thought I killed that BF-109. Ah, what an idiot I am, huh? You expect a 37mm to destroy a regular fighter from World War II, but nope, doesn't happen. Anyways, guys, so that's my review of the P-59A. You know, I tried mixing in some gameplay to highlight its strengths and weaknesses. I hope I did it well. You know, like and subscribe if you really feel so compelled to. You know, it would really help my channel quite significantly. You know, if you do so. And I'll be playing with this plane a little bit more. I've got another plane, another video regarding this plane planned, and it's more a question about why Gaijin didn't do a thing that they probably should have. But either way, doesn't matter. You know, I'm not critiquing them. I really have a lot of fun with this plane, and you know, I think that if you guys have it, play it as much as you can. I mean, it is a heck of a lot of fun. And that 37mm, if you can actually hit your targets with it, this plane, it feels like a 5.7 or 6.0 and a 5.3. But anyways, guys, again, thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and see you guys in the sky, everyone. Take care.